Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm sharing one of my favorite cakes, a soft, buttery lemon cake topped with a smooth and tangy cream cheese frosting. It's light, moist, bursting with fresh lemon flavor, and perfectly balanced with a rich, creamy finish. This recipe is simple to make, uses everyday ingredients, and is perfect for birthdays, spring gatherings, or whenever you're craving a refreshing homemade dessert. So let's get started and bake this beautiful lemon cake together. First, preheat your oven to 320 degrees Fahrenheit, 160 degrees Celsius. Grease your cake pan with butter or oil. Line the bottom with parchment paper and set it aside. In a medium bowl, add 250 grams, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and half a teaspoon of salt. Give them a quick whisk to combine, then sift the mixture into another bowl. Whisk once more to evenly distribute everything and set it aside. Add 200 grams, or about 3/4 cup, plus 2 tablespoons of softened unsalted butter to a large mixing bowl and beat for about 1 minute until it reaches a smooth, spreadable consistency. Now add 236 grams, 1 cup plus 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar and 2 tablespoons of lemon zest, or the zest of about 2 lemons. Beat for 3 to 5 minutes, or until the mixture becomes pale, light, and fluffy. The lemon zest adds an incredible fresh citrus aroma. Now pour in 60 grams or 1/4 cup of canola oil and mix for about 2 minutes until well combined. You can use any neutral oil you have on hand. Next, add 4 large eggs, one at a time, beating well after each addition. Now add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and mix just until incorporated. Next, add 115 grams or half a cup of room temperature, regular yogurt, and mix until fully incorporated. Then pour in 60 milliliters, 1/4 cup, of fresh lemon juice and 90 milliliters, 1/4 cup, plus 2 tablespoons of milk. Mix just until combined. At this stage, the batter may look curdled because of the lemon juice and milk. Don't worry, that's completely normal. Once you add the dry ingredients, it will come together into a smooth batter. Now add the dry ingredients and mix just until well combined. Be careful not to overmix, as that can make the cake dense. Our lemon cake batter is now smooth, well mixed, and ready to go. Divide the batter evenly between the two prepared pans. I like to use a kitchen scale to make sure each pan has the same amount of batter for even baking. Gently tap the pans on the countertop a few times to release any trapped air bubbles. I also like to run a skewer or wooden stick through the batter to pop any large air pockets. Then bake on the center rack of your preheated oven until golden and a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Let the cakes cool in the pans for 20 minutes. Then carefully invert them onto a wire rack and let them cool for another 20 minutes. Run a thin knife around the edges of each pan to release the cakes, then carefully invert them onto a wire rack. Look at that texture. It's incredibly soft, moist, and springy. While they're still slightly warm, wrap each layer tightly in plastic wrap and chill before frosting. This helps lock in moisture and makes the cakes easier to decorate. To make the cream cheese frosting, add 100 grams, 7 tablespoons of softened unsalted butter to a large mixing bowl. Beat for about 2 minutes or until smooth, creamy, and pale in color. Gradually add 250 grams of sifted confectioner's sugar, mixing on low speed after each addition until fully incorporated. I'm using 400 grams of confectioner's sugar in total. I like to add the first 250 grams gradually before the cream cheese, then add the remaining 150 grams at the end to get the perfect consistency. Next, add 200 grams of softened cream cheese. Mix on low speed just until everything is smooth and well combined. Be careful not to overbeat, as cream cheese frosting can become too soft. Now add 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice and 1 teaspoon of lemon zest and mix until everything is just combined. Finally, add the remaining 150 grams of confectioner's sugar and beat on high speed for about 1 minute or until the frosting is smooth, creamy, and well combined. Your cream cheese frosting is now ready to use. After chilling in the refrigerator for about 2 hours, our cake layers are nicely chilled and firm. Now I'm going to gently trim off the thin top crust from both cakes to create perfectly even layers for frosting. Next, I'm filling a piping bag with the prepared cream cheese frosting so it's easier to assemble the cake. I like to start by adding a small dollop of frosting to the serving plate. This helps keep the cake from sliding around. Then I carefully place the first cake layer on top. I'm piping the cream cheese frosting over the top of the cake, then spreading it into an even layer with an offset spatula. Next, I'm placing the second cake layer on top. Then I'm adding another generous layer of frosting and gently spreading it across the cake. Using the remaining frosting, I'm covering the top and sides with a thin coat to create a simple semi-naked finish. This style lets a little of the cake peek through and gives it a beautiful homemade look. To finish the cake, I fitted my piping bag with a Wilton 1M tip and piped large swirls all the way around the top edge. Then I decorated the center with a few thin lemon slices for a fresh and elegant touch. I created textured vertical strokes around the sides for a simple rustic finish. And just like that, our lemon cake is finally done. It looks absolutely beautiful. Now comes the best part. Let's slice into it and see that incredibly soft, moist crumb and creamy frosting inside. Look at that. Wow, just look at how soft and fluffy this lemon cake is. And that luscious cream cheese frosting is so smooth, creamy, and perfectly balanced with a bright lemon flavor. Every bite is rich, tangy, and absolutely delicious. I hope you give this recipe a try and love it as much as I do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new recipe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.